What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video here. So yesterday we had a heated debate on Piers Morgan between Dave Rubin, Ben Ferguson, and Harry Sisson, and Cornel West was there as well. It was insane. I mean, it was probably the most funny Piers debate panel you can say in a while. I mean, they were just personal insults all over the place. It was pretty hilarious, but again, it got extremely personal and extremely heated between Harry Sisson and specifically Dave Rubin. They argued over a number of things. Again, and they basically just all went all in on Harry Sisson. And by the way, guys, you know what though? It's supposed to be a 2-on-2 panel, but to be honest, it's really a 3-on-2. And obviously, Piers as a moderator has more power. Because let's be honest, Piers, basically all the questions that are framed, it's from a right wing perspective. Piers, for the most part now, is basically full blown on the Trump train. It's extremely rare to see any sort of criticism of Trump. It's pretty much 100% lambasting the Democrats. Uh, it's pretty much his entire thing at this point. So he's extremely biased in how he's framing the questions. You know, when Rubin is attacking Harry Sisson for personal insults, Piers says nothing. He has a smirk on the side of his face. But when Harry Sisson is insulting Dave Rubin, Piers jumps in and tries to stop it. And you'll notice that throughout the clips I'm about to show you. It's pretty amazing. But again, it just goes to show you the hypocrisy of many people on the right wing. You can see it in these clips of how insane it is. And guys, by the way, before we go any further, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. And Amazon links to products I use are in the description. So I thought it was super funny, but it was an interesting debate just seeing where people on the left are as opposed to people on the right now. And, you know, the first issue, which we're going to talk about, is the debate over Joe Biden's pardons. Okay, so right before he left office, he pardoned his entire family, which, of course, is extremely questionable to do something like that, obviously. And, of course, Joe Biden in 2020 had made a comment where he basically said, I'm not going to do any sort of preemptive pardons. This is not our administration, how it's going to go. Now, what I would say to that is, yeah, no, there's no question it's not a good look, but guys, America just elected a convicted felon. Trump tried to maintain power the last time around. The idea that this is the same thing as 2020, all rules are off the table. All of these norms, they're done. They're gone. There's no norms left, guys. So if I'm Joe Biden, why would I care what I do? Listen, it's not a good look, but I don't think it's a big deal at all. You have Donald Trump in office. Nothing matters anymore. Okay, it just doesn't matter. But they get in a heated debate over this, and you see immediately they go ad hominem attacks on Harry Sisson. And let me just show you the clip. Here's the first clip, guys.
Actually, Biden himself just told endless porkies about stuff like preemptive pardons.
It's interesting, Pierce, that you're arguing for the view that somebody's opinion on something can't change if circumstances change. So when President Biden made that claim, there was no threat toward Donald Trump or his family. And look at these guys, these losers laughing over here. But with Donald Trump appointing Kash Patel to the FBI, who said he wants to go, excuse me, be quiet. Wanting to appoint Kash Patel to the FBI, who said he wants to go after his political opponents. Donald Trump, who said he wants to appoint a special counsel to go after Biden's family. Kash Patel has a list of people that he wants to go after and prosecute. So you're asking me, wait, why did Biden do this? Why did he pardon his family? Maybe because the Trump DOJ and Trump's administration is promising to come after them. I'm perfectly fine with Joe Biden doing that, given the unjust attacks that they've suffered for the past 4 years as the Biden family. And I also just want to finish with one thing. I don't know why losers like Dave Rubin are up here, because 4 years ago he said if Biden serves a full term, he'll retire. So I wonder why Dave Rubin hasn't retired yet when he said 4 years ago he'd do so if Biden served a full term. So go along, David, and
hush,
get out of here.
Hush, Hobbit, for just a moment.
Yeah. Look at Dave Rubin doubling down on being wrong and lying. I thought you were retiring, Dave. What happened?
I said that in 2019 to illustrate the point back in 2019 that everyone knew, but mainstream media was hiding, which was that he was mentally compromised 5 years ago.
So you lied.
He has not.
Thank you for admitting that you lied about retiring. I'm glad.
If you think he's really been president or making the decisions, Harry, you've been wrong about everything. It's not even worth addressing you. But if I can make a point about the oligarch,
talking to liars like you who say you're going to retire and then you don't.
All right. If I can make a point about referencing what Cornel said.
So you see that, which is pretty crazy. And you know what? Listen, and by the way, Dave Rubin, that point where he brings up where Dave Rubin said he would retire, it's actually true. In 2020, he made a comment before Joe Biden became the president saying, if Joe Biden does not basically finish his term out, which he guaranteed would not happen, he would quit. Like, he would quit his job. He guaranteed it. It's all over the place. You can see that video. So it is true. Dave Rubin is totally lying. He said he would quit his job if he completed his first term. So he's definitely wrong on that front. And listen, it's a debatable point whether or not Biden should have pardoned his family or not. I just think at this point, what do you expect? I mean, Donald Trump just pardoned all these January 6th prisoners, for example. Biden probably feels, what do I have to lose? Okay. I think that's how he views it. But again, it's going to be up for debate. But again, you notice how Dave Rubin starts calling him a child. First of all, Dave, okay, hey, I'm a little biased, obviously. I'm on the younger side as well, but you got people like Dave Rubin, or you just got older people. Let's just more broadly talk about it. Many people in the political media sphere are complete morons who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s, okay, who are way stupider than many people who are in their 20s. Okay, so that's a ridiculous, condescending thing to call someone a child. You're not so smart either, Dave Rubin. You have a huge laundry list of takes that are completely wrong. Like, it's actually wild how many political takes that you have that are completely incorrect. Okay. And they talk about a number of other stuff too. Like, they get into TikTok, for example, where basically they argue over whether or not, basically, oh, Trump saved TikTok, this is great. And Piers frames a question again from an extremely right-wing perspective. Do you thank Trump for saving TikTok? But they don't mention at all how the only reason Trump changed his position on TikTok was after meeting with a TikTok CEO and after he gave him millions of dollars. They don't mention that at all, and how basically the only reason it was banned in the first place was because Trump himself was the one who raised the alarm bells back in 2020 about TikTok and trying to ban TikTok. But they don't mention that at all. Of course not, because their position, the Piers Morgan's position, they want to save TikTok. That's how they position their questions. Again, extremely biased. The problem with guys like Piers is he positions himself as a moderate, as a centrist, but he's not. He's clearly not. He's full blown in the Trump train. There's virtually no criticism of Trump at this point. And I said in the past, I think the reason why is because he wants to get an interview with him. Access journalism, guys. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory there. But again, Dave, going ad hominem, calling him a child. Again, Harry Sisson, by the way, I'm not going on a full-blown defense of him. He's had some wild takes too. He said, oh, I remember after the debate on Piers where Biden basically had the worst debate performance of all time, he went on Piers Morgan and was trying to claim that he had won the debate. I was like, oh my God, that's just, I mean, come on, man. Like, that's just too much. That's too much of a, I don't know what you want to call it, but my God, that was bad. But again, the next clip we're going to show you is basically, I'm not going to show you the clip, but again, more just personal attacks. And you see Piers there not jumping in after, he jumps in for Harry Sisson when he's insulting Dave Rubin, but not the other way around. So here's a second clip I'm going to show you guys. Let me know what you think. Here's a second clip.
Trump is a convicted felon. Don't talk to
Piers. All right, don't all shout. I want Dave Rubin to respond. Dave Rubin, this to me is exactly why the Democrats lost the plot. They can't even explain what they mean when they say this crap.
Look, Harry perfectly exemplifies everything wrong with the modern left and the Democrat Party. He can't tell you how many genders there are, and then all he can do is hurl insults. That's exactly what the Democrats and the media machine has done. For you are a child.
Is the
That's not an
hypocrisy
insult.
not
You're a child.
astounding?
How old are you?
Is
12?
the hypocrisy not
Anyway,
astounding?
listen,
Do you feel no shame when you say something like that? Is the hypocrisy not absolutely astounding, Dave?
Be quiet. Get a job, kid. Listen. This is exactly
this
right now. Smug, you're doing it right nonsensical
now,
drivel is what everyone hates.
Hypocrisy is astounding.
Piers, if you may remember, what was it, a few months ago, I think it was a day before Joe Biden stepped down when Harry and I were on the panel, and he was saying how brilliantly sharp and never sharper he's, oh my God, his brain is so great. Joe Biden is the best. And then the next day he gets the talking points from the DNC.
In all fairness.
And he's yes, they pay these people. It's as simple as that.
That's why Russia pays conservative commentators.
All right, let me ask Cornell. I want to bring Cornell back. I want to bring Cornell back. I want to bring Cornell back.
Company funneled right through.
I want to bring Cornell back.
Okay, so you see that, which is pretty insane. Again, just total hypocrisy. But it is true, but I think the guy Ferguson, whatever his name is, what he says about there was a story how the Biden administration was paying off TikTok people, which, again, I'm not sure if Sisson's involved in that. I have no idea what the deal with that is. But then Sisson says it's ironic that these are the same people saying that when Russia funneled money to people like Dave Rubin, basically from Russian money. And it's unclear whether or not these influencers like Tim Pool and Dave Rubin knew it was coming from Russia. But basically, the Russian government was funneling money to a lot of these conservative influencers who just happened to be saying Russian talking points. Like Tim Pool had a famous clip where he was saying Ukraine is the enemy of the United States. Meanwhile, it turns out he's getting Russian money. That's pretty weird, right? I don't know. You tell me. That's pretty strange if you ask me. But again, it's just insane. And you notice Piers he finds it hilarious. And again, listen, for him, good for him. He's getting a ton of clips out of that. You know he's getting a ton of clips out of that, and it's right. And this is what he likes. He likes the debates, but he knows his business model is outrage. Like, was anything accomplished of substance in that debate? No, really not that much. Okay, and it's just interesting. I'm curious what you guys think of that. Who do you think won that exchange, if you can even call it that? Dave Rubin or Harry Sisson? And then they got into Melania Trump. This is a perfect example. Basically, Piers, Dave Rubin, Ben Ferguson, they're fawning over Melania Trump, how amazing she is, how she's like the greatest first lady of all time. She's amazing. Everything she wears is great. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. Meanwhile, in the same breath, they like disparage Jill Biden, like, oh, she's a crook, she's a criminal, evil for what she did to Joe Biden. And meanwhile, Harry Sisson has some like minimal, I don't even know what he said, minimal criticism of Melania Trump, and Piers Morgan jumps in like, like her white knight. Like, it's just pathetic. Have some shame, man. If you're gonna position yourself as a centrist, or but you're actually just a pro-Trump guy, just say it, man. It's a disgrace. I don't know. The entire thing is insane, but I thought it was pretty funny, those two exchanges between Piers Morgan, Dave Rubin, Ben Ferguson, Cornell West, and Harry Sisson. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. Amazon will link to products I use are in the description. Make sure to purchase. It just helps out the channel out. Okay, guys. And there's good products too. So just take a look at it. Health wise, I got my mic. Okay, just let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Again, all audiences. I want all audiences here. Okay, whether you agree or disagree, I want to have a very wide and vast audience. So very interesting. Again, let me know what you think. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.